All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 709 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And with the Falcons not playing this weekend, my weekend wasn't as bad sports-wise. The Falcons have been letting us down for the past few weeks. Georgia Southern drops a game against Old Dominion, and that was a little bit of a letdown. But, hey, we still got something to play for. Let's go ahead and try to be apt. Let's go and try to get a bowl win. So it's still more to go, I try to keep it positive, even though it's a lot of frustration going on. And believe it or not, the Atlanta Falcons could still, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. They still could be in first place of the NFC South if they win against New Orleans this weekend. That is insane. I just don't get it. It's just more ways to torture us Falcons fans, but I think they can do it. They're going to be playing at home, and I don't know why this is news. Desmond Ridder is going to be the starter. We knew that ever since Taylor Heineke. He had the hamstring issue. I knew he was going to end up being the starter again. I mean, there's no way, especially how he played against Arizona. He actually played pretty good, and but that's not news. That's not news. A lot of people are talking about it now. It's not news. But we're going to talk about both of these teams. It is hate week for both. And give you my thoughts and opinions on both of these games. So this could serve as an early pregame for both. Because, look, it's going to be a short week. So I'm not going to be on all week. So let's go ahead and get into this. If this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. I want to thank everybody who's been supporting the show. I really appreciate you guys and girls. I also can be found on Twitter or X at VF Baller, which people are starting to follow me over there. I really appreciate that as well. The website is firstandframerates.com, and if you want to support the show, CashApp and PayPal links are below. And I really appreciate every little bit helps. It doesn't matter how big or small, every little bit helps. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. We just got finished talking Georgia Southern recently with the loss to Marshall, so we're going to jump over to Atlanta first. Desmond Ridder is going to be the starter. The defense should be able to hold up once again because the Saints have quarterback problems. And we should be in a good position to actually beat the Saints here. That's all jokes aside. We should be in a really good position to beat the Saints at home. Desmond Ridder is going to be the quarterback. I know that's somewhat of a question mark. But I think he can play good enough to win this game. These are the type of games that I feel that are very comfortable for Desmond Ridder to actually, do just enough to win this game offensively. Running back should be able to run the ball pretty well. The receiver should be able to get the ball when needed because I don't trust the Saints secondary. And we should be okay as far as squeaking a win. We should be. Once again, this is the Falcons, and I do have faith in this particular game, but they are the Falcons, and it's a rivalry game, so the Saints could show up and make things happen. It always happens in these type of games where the games you think you're supposed to win, it could go the other way. I mean, just look at the last few games that we played. We're on a 3-game losing streak. We are 3-2 at home, but we're on a 3-game losing streak. So I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think they're going to, I think the Saints should be able to give us a fight. I just think the lack of quarterback play, I don't care if it's Carr or Jameis Winston, I think the lack of quarterback play should give us an edge in this game. I think our defense should be able to feast on the mistakes of Jameis Winston, or even with Derek Carr, he's standing in the pocket. We should be able to garner enough pass rush to make something happen. You got to understand, our defense is actually really, really good. I mean, it's one of the top defenses, in the NFC. I'm not sure about the entire NFL anymore. After a few games, we was at the top 10 at one point, and I think we probably fell down to probably the mid-teens. But talent-wise, we're very formidable, and we should be able to give the Saints fits. So I see us probably squeaking a win here, maybe the 3 to 6 point win. If we were playing in New Orleans, it'll probably be the other way around. I think the last few games last year was kind of like really close as well. I think that was Desmond Ridder's starting debut. I think that was I think it was like a 21-18 win or something like that. I can't remember. The Saints beat us. And even the first game, I mean, they came back to beat us. So it's always close games. I expect it to be that way once again on this encounter. But I do feel like the Falcons should be able to squeak this one by. And to be honest, If they do this, it would be a really big deal because that will put us in the driver's seat of first place in the NFC South again. I think as of right now, I don't think we haven't lost a game to a divisional opponent yet. I don't think we have. We beat the Buccaneers, we've beaten the Panthers, and we just haven't played the Saints yet. We still have to play the Saints twice. We got to go back and play the Buccaneers and the Panthers. So if we can keep that streak alive, we could be under 500, but at the top of the NFC South. That is like really weird. It's like you look at this. You look at this entire this division. I mean, we are the worst of the worst. I mean, the Eagles are 8-1, Cowboys are 7-3. In the NFC West, you got the 49ers 7-3 and the Seahawks 6-4. You have the Lions 8-2 and the Vikings 6-5. And here we are. We got a team that's at 500 leading the division. In the AFC, the AFC looks really good. This looks like it's starting to shape up already. You have the Dolphins at 7-3, the Bills at 6-5. You have the Jets at 4-6. I thought they were worse than that. That's actually not a bad position for them to be in. They're a couple of games away. And the way the Bills are playing, I don't know. The Jets got a quarterback issue though, but they're not that far out. And if Aaron Rodgers comes back and they got like 3 games left, you have to be worried about that. I doubt if that happened, but you have to be worried. AFC West, you got the Chiefs 7-2. The Broncos are surprisingly 5-5. The Ravens are 8-3 and the Browns are 7-3. And the Steelers are 6-4. This is going to be a fight in the AFC North yet again. And I mean, the Bengals are 5-5, but they just lost Joey Burrow, so I don't know about that. I think the Bengals is going to they're going to fall into obscurity. And AFC South, you have the 7-3 Jaguars and the 6-4 Texans. That could be a fight as well. Got to be real careful about that. And the Colts are 5-5. They're lurking as well. So you got a lot of teams that are 1.5, or half a game out in either side. You have to be really wary of them. So even though we're like we're basically 1 game out of first place, you still have to worry about the Buccaneers. If you look at the NFC North, you still have to worry about the Packers in a sense because they're only a game or 2 out of being second place. They're not going to catch the Vikings, but still, you look at the Vikings in wild card situation, watch that. The Seahawks could take over the Niners if they don't watch it. And you got the Cowboys and Eagles, they're going to always beat each other up. I believe the Eagles will run away with that. But nevertheless, I went off in a tangent there, but like I said, is you look at what the Falcons are compared to everybody else. This is a situation where the Falcons could, take over this top spot in the NFC South, and don't let these guys get on a run. Man, like you're probably looking for something that most fans don't want to see. A lot of fans, I will say this: you got the noisiest fans don't want to see the Falcons succeed. Now, I want to see them succeed. I just don't trust the coach anymore. And Desmond Ridder, I think he's good enough to get things done. I don't think he's going to be like a top tier quarterback or anything. But like I said, these type of games, I think he will shine in this game where it'll be enough where we can get a pretty good victory out of. I truly believe that. So that's what you got in the NFL. When we jump over to Georgia Southern, it's not much to say here. We the last game we lost to we lost to Old Dominion. That knocked us out of any contention to get in the Sun Belt East, which that really hurt. That right there, you're going to look at Coach Clay Helton side eye when you're looking at that. That was a real big bummer for that. But when you look at what we're playing for now, you're pretty much playing for respect. And you're going up against a team that you also continue every year to maintain and earn that respect. And it's the Appalachian State Mountaineers. These guys are going to come in on a big high. They just beat James Madison. They're going to be feeling really good about themselves. Georgia Southern, I'm going to tell you something right now. You're going to have to find a way to pick up the pieces and get some gumption about yourself and give it your all against this Appalachian State team. They didn't forget what happened last year, the double overtime loss. They don't forget that. They know they just beat JMU, and they're playing in Boone. So it's a lot of that we're against right now. I personally, gut feeling, I want this team to win this game. Gut feeling, I don't think we are. And I hate to say it like that because I really want to stick it to Appalachian State and be a spoiler. But what we've seen in the last few games, we're on a 3-game losing streak now, and it doesn't bode well. And it's not a knock on any of the kids or anything. I think the kids are playing their heart out. It's just that these coaches are not getting these guys in position to actually win these games. I think the call against Old Dominion was the right call. I just think that the gap assignment was flawed because the quarterback went right between the two defenders. Now, you could put some blame on the players. They should have tackled him. They should have, just stayed in front of him. But I think it was just straight gap assignment, and you just asked them to do what they're supposed to do. But some people will probably try to blame the players. I don't do that here. I don't condone any of that. But, I think just basically a lot of these guys are just playing assignment football most of the time. And I think that's one of the problems that I have with Davis Brin. I think he does that as well. He plays assignment ball to try to get the ball exactly where Brian Ellis and them want them to send the ball to, and he's not looking across the field. He gets, tunnel vision sometimes, or he just looks at one receiver, he stares the receiver down, and that could cause a lot of problems. I wish that he was able to look across the field more, because I'm pretty sure with all the talent we got at wide receiver, we should be able to have somebody open. So that's going to be an issue. Appalachian State, like I said, they're going to come in with a lot of swag. They'll have a big chip on their shoulder. They just took out JMU, the team that was whining and complaining about not playing in the January 6th Bowl. They just took them out, and now Appalachian State feels like they're going to be on top of the world, because if Appalachian State beats us and James Madison beat Coastal, those guys are going to the Sun Belt East. They're going to win the Sun Belt East. So they got a lot to play for. For us, we need to play spoilers and go ahead and slap them around and boom and come away with a victory. Can we do it? Absolutely. I think this team is well more than capable of doing so. We don't have a bad team at all, by no stretch of the imagination. If you see what happened in the Texas State game, those guys just got the better of us in the second quarter. They just was the better team at the time. They probably have a little bit more talent than us overall as well, but they played pretty well. Now, if you look at Texas State, Arkansas State just dropped 77 on them. So are they really that good, or we're just that bad? It's something to think about. And I don't even want to talk about the last two games, the Marshall and the Old Dominion game. That was just lackluster performances. It was something where I don't know if the kids just gave up. I don't know if the kids just didn't want to be there anymore. I don't know what happened with the Marshall game, but that one didn't look too hot at all. The Old Dominion game, it looked like we got fire in our belly at the last minute, but that's the problem. We had it at the last minute. We should have had it earlier in the game. We should have ran away from it with this game as well. You could make the same, case for the Marshall game as well, but now there's no reason to talk about that no more. We got Appalachian State coming up. In some cases, you can make the case that this is the biggest game of the season, because the biggest game is always the Appalachian State game. Look at what happened last year. But I think with the Georgia State game, I think that was the game that we really wanted to win, and it showed. It really showed, because after that, it's been downhill since then. It's been ridiculous. I don't know, man. But I don't know what else to say, man. Let me know what you guys think. I don't have much else to say. I'm going to probably go in more in depth for tomorrow and Wednesday for each game. But I think Thursday I'm probably going to be out. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to do a show on Thursday. There's no reason to. I sit back with the family, watch some football, and chill out with them. Friday will probably be an off day as well. I may do a quick video or whatever the case may be. And we may go live on the weekend, watch both of these games, 3:30 on Saturday, and I think it's a 1 o'clock game for the Falcons game, but we'll see. So if you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you think about both of these teams. What are your thoughts about each game? You think Georgia Southern and Falcons going to drop to both of these teams? Or you think one team is going to win, the other one's not? If so, let me know down below in the description. Or you can let me know on X at VF Baller. Go ahead and hit that follow button over there. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. Again, I can be found on X at VF Baller. The website is firstandframerates.com. And if you want to support the show, give me just hit the link down at the bottom, and it's either the Cash App or PayPal link. They're both up below. And I will see you guys on the next one. I really appreciate you guys. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy and I'm out. Peace.